Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to the Women's Wellness Network. Sunday. It is Sunday here. Is it Sunday? Yeah, my goodness. I don't even know where the days are going. It's rolling along so quickly, especially when we have a global community and we're working sometimes with people in the future. And, it's super interesting. I really enjoy it. And one of our guests here today, I'm not going to say it right, so I'm just going to call you Z, and I will let you introduce yourself.
Thank
Hello,
you.
Z.
So, Z, my name is Zdenka Reed, which is difficult to pronounce, so I go by Z. I'm Slovak living in UK, and I have taken the plunge this year. I've started my own company called Journey of Fortitude, running yoga retreat and one-to-one yoga classes as a yoga therapy.
Beautiful. Oh, that's so exciting. So this is quite new, your company, your venture that you're putting out there. And from what I've seen, at least the yoga part, not the yoga part, sorry, the retreat part, from some shots that you sent me before, it looks like it's going to be stunning and very fun. So before we jump into the information about the retreats, though, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got involved in doing that, why you wanted to do it?
Oh, I visited Greece last couple of years, and I think it was 2022. I had the only way I can describe it is I had a full-blown spiritual awakening. I actually had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. I had no idea what's happening at the time. Um, as I was putting my website together, I realized that I've been a yogi for a long, long time. And I'm literally talking since I was a small kid. I used to sit in a lotus pose because I could. I meditated all the time to the point where my mother would come and say, you okay? You good? You're just chilling. Um, so there was always something in me, and the calling, as I call it, just popped out, and it was a case of this is what I've got to do. And I have been thinking about teaching yoga for the last 10 years maybe, but it was something that happened in Greece, and that was my calling. So now my retreats are going to be in Greece.
That's exciting, right? Greece, beautiful. I've not ever been there, but maybe one day I'll get to one of your retreats there. It is obviously it's a stunning place, and you must have had a very nice experience there in order to want to go back and take other people there and help have them, maybe experience a little of your own thing. So again, now you've mentioned the K word. So can you tell us a little bit about your Kundalini experience? Because that is not something we've talked very much about here on the Women's Wellness Network.
Oh,
And it is a very big subject. But if you could just explain a little bit about that for somebody who might be new and has no clue what that is.
yeah, so I would start with the chakra system, which is the central energy system aligned with our chakras. There's seven basic ones that I normally work with, and I center my retreats around working with those. And Kundalini is an energy which every single one of us has, but it's an energy that resides at the bottom of the spine. And unless you are engaged in certain practice and certain sort of cleansing exercise and certain way of living, it tends to lie dormant in a lot of people. And I consider myself extremely lucky because it happened spontaneously. I had no idea that I was so involved with yoga. And when I say yoga, it's not just a physical exercise, it's breath work and meditation and lots of other things that go hand in hand with that. I didn't realize that there are people who specifically are gurus who will guide others through awakening this energy, and that energy will rise through the spine, and it involves pineal gland and the crown chakra. And I would say, in a nutshell, to somebody who's not aware of this at all and hears about this the first time, it is a spiritual awakening. It is sort of calmness, but at the same time being much more aware of how much we are connected to nature, to the bigger world, and how much we're all one. whether it's nature, whether it's other people, other creatures. So yeah, it's quite something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just, especially if you're not prepared, you haven't been working at it with a guru or somebody who's, that's their thing to help awaken that.
Mm.
I too have had the experience myself, so I know when it's happening, I was not being guided by anybody either. Um, so when it happens and it's like, oh my goodness, okay, now I need to learn about this because, right? Because it's something that's sort of within your own being and you have no,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
you're completely connected to it, but your mind is not connected so much to what it could be and the possibilities around it. So super exciting, but a little bit scary. I'm sure you were a little bit,
It
oh,
it is. I mean, the way I've explained it to my friends who have never heard about any kind of that side of spirituality or yoga, the closest way I can describe it is the movie Lucy, where the character kind of goes, "I feel everything." Um, and it was really through me being so aware of yoga and the spirituality connected to that I kind of went, something's happening, but let's just keep calm and see where it gets me. On the flip side of things, it does tend to turn your life upside down. I don't know what your experience was like, but I kind of went, right, don't need all of this, all of that side of my life, just end of, this is the direction I'm going in, and I'm going for this, I'm doing this. And it's really hysterical because I used to think that I was a shy introvert, which I'm not. I just didn't have, I think I didn't have a direction. So for me, that was the most wonderful thing to go, now I know my purpose, now I know what I need to do. I go with that.
this is a good, right? It kind of gives you a little, a little adjustment, a little, we're going to go over here instead. This was
Yeah.
lovely. This is great. But yeah, it's time for us to venture down this path, which
Mm-hmm.
we all find a path eventually, right? We all find some path that's meant for us, which is super exciting, especially when it leads to something like a retreat. Like, how
Oh, absolutely.
wonderful. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm like super excited about hearing about your retreats. What kind of things will you be doing there? What kind of things? Yeah. What do you offer there with your retreats?
So I call it a yoga retreat holiday, and my approach to yoga is actually yoga therapy. I don't teach classes. I am toying with the idea of doing some classes. People can subscribe to, focused around the Kundalini and the chakras themes, but I teach one-to-one, and it's the therapy side that really calls to me. I have got a huge amount of experience working in a mental health background, so I understand an awful lot of that. And the island actually that I visited, that was my second trip to Greece, is called Poros, and it's a small, tiny island. The locals refer to it as a healing island, and I'm still trying to find words how to describe it, but every time I go, I come back different, whether it's calmer, whether it's more spiritual, more connected. So that's my location. It's also incredibly safe. There's about a few thousand people that are residents, so beautiful community, very welcoming. And the island being small, we will cover it on foot, on bikes. There's electric bikes, or if somebody feels really fit, they can go for the standard one. And as with any part of Greece, or certainly Greek islands, we'll cover it on the boat from the outside, because there are so many wonderful places you just can't get to on foot. So it will focus around the wellness side of things. And I really want a very small groups. I would say 6 to 12 people, 12 being absolute maximum, because I want to be able to have that connection with each student and people to form connections with one another as well. And be able to also do one-to-ones if anybody's interested. I use Ayurveda as well, so Ayurvedic assessment, which will help to pinpoint where people may have any blockages, any limitations, and what they need to focus on. So kind of healthy living and certainly food and diet, healthy diet comes into it as well. So we will be doing lots and lots of meditation and breath work, because let's face it, first thing in the morning, we just want to lie down and wake up nice and slow. So each day we will move the practice around the different chakra system. So different chakras each day. But naturally, we will start with sun salutation. We will finish with moon salutation as well. And just allow people to kind of go, let everything go, leave it behind, and just chill. We've got no televisions in the rooms. It will be one intensive day of morning yoga, then brunch, then do activities. In the afternoon, again, yoga, and then dinner together. And the alternative days, every other day, people can have their own time. They can chill, or we can get together as a group and do some more. And I'm a big believer in talking therapy as well. So give people space to just say, maybe I'm here with strangers and I feel like this is what I need to get off my chest.
Right.
And forming new networks, that has been the most wonderful thing so far. I've only started a business in February, and I've met so many beautiful people. So I want to encourage all that.
Yeah, it sounds lovely. Oh my goodness, it sounds wonderful. And it sounds like, you go there, you relax, you leave the outer world behind. You don't bring that with you because you don't need to take it with you. Those things are still going to be there when you come back. And
Absolutely.
yeah, but also how you're formulating it makes it so it's kind of a lifestyle, and it's something after they're finished and they go home, they can integrate some of those pieces into their
Absolutely.
day, right? Like it's kind of showing a new way of being. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's perfect. I think that's perfect myself.
Come and join me one day.
Oh, I'd love to. Like I said, I'm definitely considering it in the future when I have, yeah, when I have the means, I would love to come. It looks amazing. You have, you've got your knowledge, you've got uh, your own experiences, which it makes it nicer when somebody's not just, giving you a holiday, they're giving you their wisdom and they're giving you a little bit of their knowledge and, you know, their presence and their energy. And that's a big thing too, right? Like being in the one-on-one. It's lovely that we get to do things on Zoom nowadays. We can do online retreats and things like that. But the one-on-one, the connection, the energy, especially when it's a small group and you can
Absolutely.
fit together and yeah, everybody kind of, I think, becomes an archetype of their own, and the group takes on its own personality, even its
Yeah.
own collective energy. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, so our
I
women.
say that
Oh, yeah.
it's a safe and supportive space for each person to do their own journey. And it was one of the reasons why I went with a business name of Journey of Fortitude. We're all on our own journey. We just don't necessarily always feel comfortable to talk about it or even start it. So
Yeah.
providing safe and supportive space for whatever it is that the students connect to.
Whatever comes up at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Being present, being in the moment and being there for yourself.
that's
Perfect.
it.
My goodness. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. So if we have some women who would like to connect with you, either now or in the future, how can they find you?
So journeyoffortitude.com, my website. I do teach on Zoom online. So if someone is further away, I can certainly do that. But I would like an initial interview. It's not to interview you whether I want to teach you, but connecting to make sure that we are a good fit for each other. There is a Ayurveda assessment as well. I may not be the best teacher, or I would say guide for everyone. I don't teach anything that I kind of class a lot of stuff as a acrobatics. So I have a tiny presence on Instagram, but it's not something I'm focusing on. Certainly not showing off my skills. I've been practicing yoga for a best part of almost 30 years now. But that's not the aim. The aim is for people to get in touch with themselves. So for people who are closer to me, I teach one-to-ones in my home, and my website's got a little show of the studio that I've created. And for the retreats, there is a big section about that, and I've created a number of events on Facebook. So Journey of Fortitude on Facebook is my little page, connecting with people an awful lot and advertising my events there. Occasionally you will see my little cat, who's currently being very good, slumbering next to me. But he does like to join in with the yoga. He loves my mat. And so this year, the first I'm actually starting is on the 2nd of May. We may still have some availability for 2nd, but we've got 5th to 12th of May. The next event will be 29th of August to the 5th of September. So that's for those who like the weather really, really hot. And then we're doing a first week of October, 3rd to the 13th. So slightly longer because it's out of season. I also like to make sure that I'm keeping the cost really, really low, as well as the group. It's not something that I'm doing as a sort of career just yet. I actually have a very busy day job, so I've learned to juggle an awful lot. It's something that I'm doing as a see where that leads. And as it happens, right now, the 5th to the 12th of May looks like I'm doing an exclusive one-to-one retreat because I've had a last-minute cancellation. But you have to start somewhere. Yes. And I used to be, it's a nice realization right now. I used to be great procrastinator. So I could take lots of time planning things, and I just kind of went, just start somewhere. Being so blessed that I have a day job, I can keep myself sustained. That's not a problem at all. And it's giving me an idea of whether there is a market for one-to-one retreats, which actually I've had a few people to say, you know, what do you do for introverts? What do you do one-to-one? So you never know.
Yeah, right.
What's meant to be will never pass you by. So it is what it is right now. If anyone else wants to join us, you'd be very welcome to. But if not, I've met a beautiful person that is absolutely looking forward to it. So I'm sure it will be much more enriching for her to have my presence just dedicated to her for the retreat.
Right? How beautiful. How lucky for her. How lucky for her. Not lucky for those 4 people who canceled. Ooh, it's very sad because they're going to miss out.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. I used to stress so much. I used to plan everything. I used to procrastinate, and now I've kind of gone, what's the best thing that could happen? 1 week is still a long time.
Yeah.
So you never know.
You do never know.
It's like a child learning to walk, right? It's got to fall over a little bit. It's got to learn what hurts and what to do and what not to do. So I'm kind of going with intuitive and gut feelings, and let's just do it.
Good for you. Good for you. Love it. Love it. This is wonderful. And Women of the Women's Wellness Network, if you are in the Greece area, or you could make your way there if you're interested in a retreat, May 5th till, what was the date?
Till the 12th.
May 5th to the 12th.
If anyone wants to extend their visit, I can speak to the accommodation and certainly extend a stay at their own cost, and maybe use that as a base to explore a little bit further, or maybe have a bit more holiday, have a bit more chill out, etc. Yeah, possibilities are endless.
Okay.
We may still have some availability 2nd to the 12th, but unfortunately, Greek Easter, trust the Greeks to do things their own way. Greek Easter is actually happening from tomorrow, so I would need to check. But if anyone is interested in joining us from the 2nd, we'll absolutely see what we can do to make it work.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, you heard it here, ladies. You're feeling the need to go to Greece and have some time for yourself and, you know, maybe just relax and leave the world behind, pick up some new habits, maybe some new interests. Definitely connect with Z and see what she has to offer. So we will put all her information into the comments and you can have at it, have a look, check out the retreats. I've seen some pictures, super beautiful and yeah, wonderful. So if you are available, go for it. I would if I could. So send me pictures.
Well, certainly I will. There will certainly be more next year, and the aim is for me to sort of do over the next few years a transition where I actually give up on the corporate world and move to the island permanently. So there will be more and more and more. It's something that I'm so called to. It's got to happen.
Beautiful. Well, it's happening already. It's one step at a time, right? Even if it's a small one, that's okay,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So thank you of the women of the Women's Wellness Network for joining us today. Like we said, the comments will have all the information, so check it out. If it's not for you now, it might be for you later. So until next time, be well. And Z, thank you so much for coming. It was really lovely to talk to you today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Bye-bye.